Indiana's Morning News Monday. Wake up, wake up. All right, so a lot of people might be waking up today to go on vacation. Now, Tonya J. Powers, who reports for Fox News, is joining us on the line. Hey, good morning, friend.
Hey, good morning.
So I'm thinking a lot of people are probably packing up the car right now. Maybe they've already hit the road. I mean, it seems to me like, and I'm sure you probably get this impression too. Everybody has been so stir crazy. They're like, we don't even care where we go. We're just going to get in our car and go somewhere.
That may be closer to the truth than we realize. The AAA folks say, as you're looking at the amount of people who are going to be traveling for the 4th of July holiday, and by the way, they put that number between July 1st and July 5th. That's the dates they're talking about here when they say July 4th holiday. So it's really through Thursday through Monday. And they say about 47.7 million of us will travel. That's almost back to full, pre-pandemic levels. It's also the second highest 4th of July travel volume on record. The first, by the way, was 2019. As far as how we're getting where we're going, 46.3 million of us are going to go by car over the holiday weekend. That's up about 40% last year, as you mentioned, because of the pandemic and not as many people were traveling. 3.5 million are expected to go by air. When you're talking about traveling, especially by car, the first thing people think of is how much gas is going to cost to get me where I'm going. How far can we go?
Yeah.
And you may have to look at your gas budget and go, okay, we have this much to spend on gas. Where will that get us? The gas prices are the highest in 7 years, but more than 91% of the travel will be by car. And you just happen to share a state with the lowest average gas price in America, by the way, which is in Baton Rouge, $2.63 a gallon. I'm not sure what it is there where you are, but yeah, as far as that,
right about
the average price of gas is about $3.15 a gallon, but like I said, there in Baton Rouge, it's about $2.63. What is it there?
$2.66.
Yeah, 265, 266, or at least that's what it was. Though there was a dip on Thursday morning, Bernie. I don't know if you noticed, at the gas station right down the street, it was down to 249 for a few hours. Now, I don't know if that was a glitch, but it was at 249, then it jumped right back up.
Sweet, though, huh? Nice.
Yeah, I mean, be glad you don't live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Not only is housing, through the roof there, but they're paying $4.33 a gallon.
Whoa.
Yeah. Everything's more expensive on the West Coast. Now, you mentioned gas budget a second ago. For people who are thinking about getting out of town, but they don't necessarily want to go far, what would you recommend for them in terms of a vacation that's not quite a vacation, but not exactly a staycation either?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess it depends on kind of what you're looking for. If you're looking for just to kind of get away from things and take it a little easier, then, there's probably no shortage of different ideas that people could come up with. If you're looking to, I think a lot of these folks who are traveling, because, like I said, it's like 47.7 million of us are going somewhere. I would wonder kind of how many of those are going to be getting out and going to see like family members they didn't get to see last year, or visiting folks that they wanted to see and just haven't been able to because of the pandemic. Either way you go, wherever your destination is, keep in mind the worst times to travel. The worst time is if you're like a lot of people, you're thinking, well, it's going to be a zoo over the weekend getting somewhere before Sunday the 4th. I better leave on Thursday. Just know that everybody else is planning to do that as well. 3 to 5 Thursday afternoon is the worst time to travel. The best time if you're going on Thursday, wait till after 7 at night. Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. is what AAA says is the worst time to travel.
Especially in Lafayette.
The best is before noon. If you can leave Friday morning, you're going to be much better off. Saturday, 11 to 1. And Monday coming back, of course, 4 to 5 is going to be, what's worse. If you're leaving, from your destination to come back on Monday, leave before 1 o'clock is what the folks at AAA say.
Wow. And that makes sense, because you want to try to get out there before everybody That's why it's like you might as well just get up early, haul your cookies home because the traffic. I mean, here you go, you spend a few days, you're trying to relax, and maybe you get a little relaxed. Then you get back into
Hmm.
the stress of all that traffic. That's miserable.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that would not be. That would not. It would kind of. That would just destroy all of your zen, honestly.
Yes.
And so you've gotten this nice little, like you said, relaxation going, and then all of a sudden you're dealing with people in the stress of being stuck in traffic. And that's one of the things that AAA does say is, expect longer delays than you normally would have.
Yeah, I would imagine so. All right, Tanya, before we have to let you go,
Hmm.
I'm curious as a family person, like, do y'all just like run away for a quick vacay and go far, or do you just go to like I don't know, hotel somewhere, use their pool, hang out? What's easiest?
This year, I'm just kind of hanging out at home. It
Yeah.
has. I will tell you, during the pandemic, and after cases went down, obviously not during the height of it, but after the cases went down, it was easier to stay in a hotel here if you wanted a staycation.
Hmm.
And I did that during the pandemic. I was able to just kind of like get out of my house because there for the longest, that just was
Not
not something that
possible.
we were keen to do. So I was able to actually get out and do a staycation because that's the only time I've ever seen hotel rates in New York City reasonably, anywhere
Ooh.
near reasonable. Unfortunately, opening back up means all the prices went back up. So that's not
Aw.
necessarily an affordable thing now. Welcome to New York City. But yeah, I'll probably just kind of hang out here. Hopefully, I'll be able to see some of the East River fireworks from my roof. So I'm going to sneak up
Yeah.
there and take a look at those. They tend to go up high over the buildings, so even if you're not along the East River, you can kind of sort of see some of them. So I'm hoping for that. So it's going to be low key because I don't have any desire to get in the middle of traffic around New York City normally, much less on a holiday weekend. No, no, thank you.
Okay, Tanya, I have to ask you, since you are in New
Uh
York,
huh.
I've got to ask because I'm planning on making my return in the next few years, or the next few months rather, to the tri-state area to see New York, New
Hmm.
Jersey, maybe go over to Philadelphia on the Northeast Corridor. Uh,
Oh yeah.
in terms of New York City and area and the metropolitan area, for people who've not been or maybe planning a vacation to the city, what are the three must-see destinations that are off the beaten path? We know about the Statue of Liberty. We know about
Mm.
the Empire State Building. But what are some of the
Right.
places that people may not know about in New York or the metro area that they should go to if they visit?
Oh wow. I will. This may shock a lot of people, but remember we have beaches,
That's
and
true.
I can I can tell you. I mean, it honestly there's train packages. Like if you're in the city for a few days, let's say 4 or 5 days, and you don't necessarily or you've done the touristy things and you're coming back and you want to see different stuff. I would consider, getting on the LIRR, going out to Long Island. It's not a very long train ride at all, and the beach is walkable from the train station, and you're literally and you've got the city view. You can actually see the city depending on where you go. Even in Queens and the Rockaways, there's beaches there. I mean, it's one of those things no people don't normally think about when they come here. Hey, I'm going to the beach in New York. But we actually have some kind of cool views. From the beaches here. That's one of the things I would throw out there. If you're not a beach person, that's cool too. There's all kinds of museums that don't necessarily get a lot of press. There are smaller ones that are more local and have different exhibits. I think there's a spy museum.
Mm.
There's
Ooh.
I can't remember what where that one is exactly, but yeah, there's a ton of off the beaten path stuff that I would recommend. I would say get out of the tourist area. I would say
Ah.
Yes.
go uptown. Go uptown. Go like to Washington Heights. If you haven't seen the movie In the Heights, watch it. Go uptown. You're going to find some amazing food, Italian food in the Bronx. There's all kinds of things to see in New York City, and I think NYC Go is where I would probably send anybody that's looking. That's like the city's like tourism website, if I remember correctly, and that's you're going to find, there could be like passes to things that you might find there. It's a really good little trip planning thing, and it'll show you other things other than the Rockefeller Center stuff, which is also cool. In the Empire State Building, One World Trade. If you do go up in one of those, I recommend One World Trade because of the amazing views that it has, and it's just phenomenal. I got the chance to go up there a couple of years ago on the 4th of July, actually, and it was quite something.
Gosh, well, now you just make me want to plan a trip there now. I love it.
Come on now. Come on. I'd love to see you.
Oh, yeah, I owe you lots of beers and lots of sandwiches. Tonya J. Powers of Fox News, as always, a delight. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Sure.
Thank you, Tonya.
Have a good one. Oh, yeah, so much fun. See, and that's the thing. She likes the other stuff that's kind of off the beaten path, too.
And she mentioned the Long Island Railroad, the LIRR, to go to Long Island.